Alright, welcome back for the season ticket predictions for the 2016 Spring Split, this time for Week 3. Quick recap on what happened for Week 2. We're getting more and more feels of how good these teams are and where they're kind of placing. And the general feels for that, for Season 3, it's like everybody can kind of take games off each other, so it's a little bit harder to predict so far. But that makes for a lot of great games to watch. And also, a couple more things I want to point out. The last game last week was 2-0 LG over Envy, which that is huge. That proved a lot, and LG looked really good. Snoopy has improved a lot, and their team synergy just looks so much better. And with that win, by no doubts, I have them as one of the top North American teams. And as well as Envy has been kind of dropping some games. The difference was from Week 1 to Week 2. Week 1 they had Ionic as their jungler, and Week 2 they have Mask as their jungler, which hasn't been performing that great, as some people would say. So that's pretty much it for the recap. Now going into Week 3, the first game is Enemy versus Team Allegiance. Now, reason why I put it for a split, even though Enemy has a better scoreline than ALG, but if you look here, ALG was able to split with Denial, which Denial was able to split with Enemy. So there is really some good potential for Allegiance to take one game off of Enemy. And as well as apparently they are scrim partners, so they practice a lot and they have, some good knowledge of the other team. So that's my reason for the split. If anybody was to 2-0, it would be Enemy over Allegiance, but I'm just going to put a split. Next, we have Soar, which looked really great. They only had one set of games, which is last week, so we can't tell exactly how great they are. But Denial is also a really great team, and that's why I put a split. If anybody was to 2-0, that'd be really hard to decide. My guess would probably be Soar Gaming? I don't know. So I just put a split. Moving on to Envy versus Randozos. I mean, no doubt Envy, even though they dropped, a few games last week, there's still no doubt that they would definitely 2-0 Randozos. Randozos is having some struggle, and they're looking to be one of the bottom teams for North America. So, moving on, we have Luminosity Gaming versus Team Eager. Even though I really like Team Eager's Zapman, he is so great, and Divios is so great. Their jungler, however, has proven not to be the greatest and has been kind of the weakest link, I would say, for Team Eager. And with Luminosity coming over that huge 2-0 over Envy last week, I definitely have them as a 2-0. Is there a possibility for split? Sure, but more than likely a 2-0 for Luminosity. Moving on, Paradigm versus Leftovers. There's no doubt that Paradigm would definitely be a 2-0 over Leftovers, even though they dropped their, those two games from Panthera. That's kind of expected, but they're also kind of expected to be the number 2 team in Europe. So that's why I put a 2-0 for them. Moving on for Hungry for More versus Torpedo. I put a 2-0 for Torpedo, and the reason, if you just kind of look back at the history here, Hungry for More lost a 2-0 against Leftovers, and then Leftovers split with Torpedo, and that just kind of brings you to, yeah, Torpedo would definitely 2-0 Hungry for More. Hopefully that kind of makes sense if you look at it. Next, we have Panthera, the SMITE World Champions, versus Fnatic. If Paradigm were not able to take a game off Panthera, then I don't think Fnatic can. So no doubt Panthera 2-0. Next, Cringe Crew. They are looking really great for Europe. Team Dignitas, not too much, though they only had one set of games, but from what I've seen from Cringe Crew, I would definitely put a 2-0 for them. Moving on, Dig has to face another match, and that is against Paradigm. And again, Paradigm 2-0. I don't really see Dignitas being able to take a game off Paradigm. Next is there's a lot of matches. So next we have Envy versus Allegiance, should be another really great match. I put a split. Even though, if somebody was a 2-0, it would definitely be Team Envious. But I have kind of high hopes for Allegiance. However, what can help us decide on this, who to pick, is the first match of the week, which is Allegiance, not the Alliance, Allegiance versus Enemy, and see how well they do there. That can very well determine on how well Allegiance does against Envy. So I'll put a split for now. That could very well change for a 2-0 for Envy. Next, we have Panthera versus Cringe Crew. Again, there's no doubt that it's definitely 2-0 for Panthera. So that's all just my opinion and my thoughts on these picks. Feel free to let me know on your picks and the reason why. Things like that. In time for our little self-plug, I did just make a Facebook recently. You may be wondering, Zelk, you're way too late on the Facebook deal. But yeah, better late than never, so there might be an annotation on the screen, but there'll definitely be a link in the description. For all 3 of you guys who have a Facebook, you can just, you know, follow or like or whatever you do on Facebook. I'm not really sure what you do on Facebook, but yeah, so everything I upload on YouTube, you will get a notification on Facebook to be posted there as well. So just another way to connect, ask me stuff, talk to me, whatever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.